Hello everyone and welcome back to Kutikatas, a podcast where we bring you enchanting stories from Hindu culture, Indian folklore, and timeless parables filled with magic, adventure, and life lessons. Are you ready for today's tale? Let's begin! Before we begin today's tale, let's start off with 3 Oms. Take a deep breath in, and when you exhale, say Om for as long as you can. Narasimha, the Lion Man. Just like last week, we have the next in our series, the Dashavatara. Let's quickly recap them. Ready to say them with me? Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, Narasimha, Vamana, Parshurama, Rama, Krishna, Buddha, and Kalki. Each of these forms teaches us something special, that God exists in all creatures, big or small, and will always come to protect Dharma and his devotees. Last week we heard the thrilling story of Varaha, the mighty boar who defeated the demon Hiranyaksha and lifted the earth back from the ocean. If you missed that episode, go back and listen. It'll make today's story even more exciting. But in case you forgot, Hiranyaksha had a brother. His name was Hiranyakashipu, and he was furious. Now Hiranyakashipu was so angry that he wanted to get revenge on Lord Vishnu, who had killed his brother. But instead of rushing into battle, he made a plan. He decided to become invincible, so no one, not even a god, could defeat him. He went into the mountains and began a long and difficult penance. He stood still like a statue, meditating for years. His body became thin and covered in vines. Finally, Lord Brahma appeared before him and said, "I am pleased with your devotion. Ask me for any boon." Hiranyakashipu bowed and said, "Lord, I want to be immortal, so no one can ever kill me." But Lord Brahma said, "Sorry, devotee, but immortality is not something that I can grant. But ask for any other boon, and I shall grant it." Now, Hiranyakashipu was not going to make the same mistake as his brother. He was going to make sure that the boon was as specific as possible, so that there was no way anyone could defeat him. So, Hiranyakashipu thought very carefully and said, "Then grant me this, that I may not be killed by a man, god, or beast, not during the night or day, neither inside or outside, or on earth, the water, or in the sky, and not by any weapon made by man or god." Lord Brahma said, "Tatastu," so be it, and the boon was granted. Hiranyakashipu was thrilled. With this tricky boon, he believed he was unstoppable. He conquered heaven, earth, and the underworld. The devas fled, the people trembled, his ego grew bigger than the sky. But something unexpected happened. While all this was going on, Hiranyakashipu's wife, a pregnant queen, Kaidu, sought refuge with the divine sage Narada, known for his immense devotion to Lord Vishnu. The baby in her womb listened every day to the prayers chanted to Lord Vishnu, the very god Hiranyakashipu hated. That baby was Prahalada. Prahalada grew up to be gentle, wise, and full of love for Lord Vishnu. No matter what anyone said, even his teachers or his father, Prahalada only worshipped Vishnu. Hiranyakashipu thought, how could his own son worship the god who killed his brother, Prahalada's uncle? He tried to convince Prahalada to stop. He shouted. Prahalada was punished several times for his devotion, poisoned, burnt, trampled, and even hurled off a mountain, but Lord Vishnu protected him every time. Prahalada remained calm, fearless, and full of faith. One day, Hiranyakashipu could not take it anymore. He dragged Prahalada into the royal court and screamed, "How dare you worship the enemy of your own father, your king? How could you be so disrespectful? Tell me, will your God save you now? Where is your Lord Vishnu now?" Prahalada closed his eyes and said softly, "He is everywhere, father." Hiranyakashipu looked at Prahalada incredulously and mocked, "Where? Is he in the air?" Prahalada said, "Yes, father." "In the walls?" "Yes, father." "In this palace?" "Yes, father." Hiranyakashipu laughed and asked, "In this pillar?" And Prahalada looked straight into his father's eyes and said, "Yes, father, he is in that pillar too." Hiranyakashipu, filled with rage, swung his mace at the pillar, splitting it open. And suddenly, boom! The earth trembled. Thunder rolled across the sky. Out of the pillar came a being like no other. He had the body of a man and the head of a lion. He was Narasimha, the fourth avatara of Vishnu. With a loud roar that shook the heavens, Narasimha grabbed Hiranyakashipu and threw him on his thighs. With his claws, he killed Hiranyakashipu. But you must be thinking, what about his boon? Here is the clever part. Narasimha was not a man, not God, not a beast. He was all, and none all at once. He did not kill him during the day or at night. It was at dusk, the time in between. He did not kill him inside or outside. It was on the threshold of the palace. He did not kill him on earth, the water, or in the sky. It was on his thighs. And he did not use any weapon made by man or God. He used his claws. With that, Narasimha had ended the reign of evil without breaking a single rule of the boon. Prahalada stood quietly, hands folded in prayer. Narasimha, still blazing with divine energy, looked at the little boy with love. He gently placed his hand on Prahalada's head, and Dharma was restored. Prahalada was then made king of the Asuras and ruled well and wisely for many, many years. Legend says that after Lord Narasimha destroyed Hiranyakashipu in his fierce form, his anger was so intense that the entire universe trembled. To calm him down, Goddess Lakshmi appeared and sat on his lap. Only then did he return to his peaceful form. It is this peaceful form of Lord Narasimha with Goddess Lakshmi by his side that is worshipped at the Lakshmi Narasimha Swami temple in Mallur, Telangana. There are many Narasimha temples around India, but what makes this temple so special is that devotees believe that this temple is alive. People say that when they touch the idol of the Lord, it feels soft, not like stone, but almost like touching real skin. That's why the temple is called a Jivita Kshetram, a living temple, because Lord Narasimha is not just remembered here, but rather devotees say they can feel the presence of Lord Narasimha so strongly that it feels like he is truly watching over them. So, can you think what the moral of this story might be? You may have heard the saying, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, meaning we often become a reflection of where we came from. But Prahalada's story teaches us that our roots don't define our destiny. Even though his father hated Lord Vishnu, Prahalada chose love, devotion, and righteousness, showing us that with the right heart and mind, we can rise above anything. That was such a cool story. I wonder what Lord Vishnu will do next. Remember to like and share this story with your friends and family. Until next time, keep learning and keep smiling. Hari Sharanam.